the 2nd of April, Thursday morning, 2026. The Essentials of Buddhadhamma, translated and edited by Bruce Evans. We left off at chapter 9, the concentration factors of the Majjhima Patipata, the middle way, at page 661. Factors that support, aid, and augment the benefits of concentration, Samadhi. Many factors are involved in the development of concentration, Samadhi. Some of them are supports and aids for the arising of concentration, Samadhi. Well, some of them both support its arising and help to achieve its higher goals, as in insight practice in Vipassana. Some of these factors are frequently encountered in different teachings. The example here is vidya. It means effort. It is counted as one of the pathways to success, iti pata, one of the powers, one of the faculties, and one of the enlightenment factors. It seems to be repetitive, but the different classification are based on the different qualities and function each factor takes in a different context. For instance, effort is a pathway to success when it is the main strength in achieving success. It is the power when it is used as the power for protection against domination by adverse qualities. It is the faculty when it is prominent. It is when it is the prominent agent in eliminating unskillful qualities such as laziness, despair, or despondency, and readily mind for the work. And it is the enlightenment factor when it is one of the factors that go together, interact, and interrelate with other factors to lead to the goal of enlightenment. The foundation and proximate cause and target of concentration, Samadhi. It may be said that morality, sila, is the foundation of concentration, the support upon which the various practices for developing concentration rest, as brought out in the Buddhadhamma, which Charya Buddha Somdit, or English name P.A. Payutto, used as a theme for composing. Oh no, this is Acharya Buddhaghosa, one who was composing the path to purity in the Visuddhi Magga. A bhikkhu monk who is clever, established in sila, and trained in the mind and wisdom, who is diligent and protected by wisdom, will be able to unravel this tangle. There are other Buddhavasana asserting that the various methods of practice, such as the Eightfold Path, the enlightenment factors, and the foundation of mindfulness, or the right efforts, can only be effectively developed by one who is established in morality, just as a man who wishes to perform some physical task relies on the earth to stand on, or when land animals stand, walk, or lie down, it is always on the support of the earth. For ordinary, mundane people, morality refers to good conduct and avoiding actions that are harmful and troublesome to others, which would be the cause for remorse and confusion and would destroy one's self-confidence. Bad actions are like thorns that prick and aggravate the mind, or impede it, oppose it, and prevent it from becoming calm and serene. Morality, over and above, that is dependent on the Vinaya, the discipline governing the way of life that one has taken on. The bhikkhu monks, for example, must practice according to the principles of restraint within the bhikkhu's code of discipline from the Patimokkha. Over and above morality, The important supporting factors in the practice that were often emphasized by Gautama Buddha are appamata, meaning heedfulness, having a good friend, kalalamitra, and attention to reason analysis, yoniso manasikara. Morality is the foundation of the practice for concentration, samadhi. It serves as a base and affects results indirectly, so to speak. The immediate supporting factor for the arising of concentration, however, is said to be well-being. Thus, it is said that well-being is the proximate cause of concentration. It is said to be noted in order to avoid any misunderstandings that what is known as concentration must, at least in the early stages, arise in conjunction with well-being. The objective of concentration has already been stated many times. Here, I will only mention it for the purpose of revision and summary, as it is the knowledge and vision of reality. Yata Bhuta Nana Dasana. Or we may recite the Buddha Vasana and say, Samahito Yata Bhutam Pachanati, translated as one whose mind is firm, sees in accordance with the truth. In explanation, concentration, samadhi, serves as a field of operation for wisdom, allowing wisdom to develop and to attain its objectives. Even so, it must be remembered that according to the principles of interrelationship between the factors of the path, wisdom as samadhi, right view, is encompassed, or is the compass needle, or the lantern that shows the way for all other factors to proceed in the right direction. Thus, the growth of wisdom, panya, also supports the growth of concentration, samadhi. The more clearly one sees, the firmly the mind becomes, the stronger concentration is. The development of these two major path factors is interdependent and mutually supportive, as shown in two often cited Buddhist proverbs. Nati janam apanna asa, translated as, there is no absorption jhana for one who is without wisdom. Nati panya atta yiyo, translated as, there is no wisdom for one who is without absorption jhana. This concluded with yahi jana cha panya cha sa ve nibbana santike, translated as, one who has both absorption jhana and wisdom is close to nibbita, nibbana, nirvana. The commentaries, when dealing with these various factors of the righteous Dhamma practice, tend to explain them from the certain perspectives, such as their characteristics, lakkhana, their function, their manifestation, and their proximate cause. Having discussed the proximate cause of concentration, samadhi, it would be appropriate to also discuss the latent features of concentration according to the commentarial exegesis in full. Thus, the characteristics of concentration, samadhi, is non-facilitation. The function of concentration is to eliminate facilitation, or to bring together the co-commitment factors. The manifestation of concentration is non-wavering, calm, or direct knowledge. Knowledge in accordance with the truth and the proximate cause of samadhi, its well-being, sukha. The component factors of concentration, samadhi. As already stated, the concentration, samadhi, that is undivided and firm is called apanya samadhi, attainment concentration. When the mind attains concentration on this level, apana samadhi, on this level, it enters the state known as absorption, rupa jhana. In the jhanas, the absorption, concentration will always be composed of the number of concurrent factors. There are many levels of jhanas, either 4 according to the earlier sutras definition of or the 5 according to the Buddhadhamma definition from the Dipitaka. The higher the level of jhana, the finer it becomes. And the finer it becomes, the fewer the number of co-commitment factors will be involved. The co-commitment factors of jhanas are called simply factors of jhana. There are 6 altogether, namely vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, upeka, ikata. In brief, their definitions are as follows. Remember what we discussed that as we enter jhana, the first stage will involve all these 5, vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, upeka, and ikata. So as we enter the second, the third, the fourth, and so forth, we eliminated one. And ultimately, the highest form of absorption would be upeka and ikata, which is equanimity and one-pointedness. So here are the definitions. Vitaka, initial application of the mind. It is the connection or the implanting of the mind on an object, or lifting the mind to its object. It is the present in the first absorption jhana. Vichara is sustained application of the mind. It is the messaging, the hovering around, or bonding of the mind with the object. It is present in the first absorption and in the second absorption according to the 5-fold system. Depending on what system you want to go on. You want to go on the 4 jhanas or the 5 jhanas, and so forth. These 2 factors are connected. Vitaka connects the mind with its object. Vichara holds the mind to it. It is like cleaning a bronze dish that has become corroded. Vitaka is like one hand that holds the dish. Vichara is like the other hand that rubs the scouring cloth over the dish. Or it's like a potter. Vitaka is like one hand that holds the clay down, while vichara is like the other hand that molds it. Piti means rapture, profound satisfaction. It is specifically the rapture that infuses the whole body, known as paharana piti. It presents in both the first and the second absorption jhana, and the first, the second, and the third, into the 5-fold division. Sukha means well-being. It is the ease, the refreshment, the fluency, the freedom from stress or disturbance that is present in the first and 3 absorption jhana, and in the 4th in the 5-fold division. The difference between piti and sukha may be difficult to discern. Piti refers to gladness at obtaining a desired object, while sukha refers to the pleasure at experiencing that desired object. For example, a man is traveling through the desert, tired, hot, and thirsty. Eventually, he sees an oasis ahead, or he meets someone who tells him that there is an oasis not far away. In time, he reaches the oasis, rests there, and drinks there under the shade of the trees to his heart's content. The feeling of gladness he experienced on seeing or hearing of the oasis is piti, while the refreshment he experiences on resting at the oasis and drinking the water, there is sukha. Upeka means equanimity or impartiality. In full, it might be a gross as detached observation, meaning to be calmly looking on without taking sides. In the absorptions of jhana, this means not attaching even to the absorption that are endowed with such lofty happiness. And on the higher level, it also means detached observation with everything is going smoothly. When the task has been accomplished, there is no need to get involved or make an effort. The fourth absorption jhana especially is pure and free of adverse qualities, so there is no longer any need to struggle to eliminate them. Upekkha is thus said to be the factor exclusively of the fourth absorption jhana, or the fifth if you're in the fivefold division. Upekkha means it's represented in all levels of the absorption jhana. But in the lower levels, it is prominent because it is overshadowed by competing qualities such as vitakka, vichara, sukha devata, or sukha vetana. It is said to be like the moon during broad daylight. It is not bright nor radiant because the sun's light overwhelms it. On the attainment of the fourth jhana, all the competing qualities are suppressed, and the night is attained. One is supported by equanimity. Neither happiness nor unhappiness, the mind becomes pure, clear, and bright, making other factors such as mindfulness clear and pure in the process. Ekata, one-pointedness of the mind. This is concentration, Samadhi itself. It presents in all form of the absorption jhanas. It needs to be reiterated that the factors of absorption jhana refer to those factors that are generally present in each of the absorptions, and that the criteria by one level of jhana is distinguished from the others. It does not mean that in each of the jhanas there will be only factors present. In fact, there are many other factors involved, associated qualities, but some are regular, some are irregular. There are not defining factors or the different levels of jhana. They include sanya, perception, cetana, intention, chanda, wholesome enthusiasm or zeal, virya, effort, sati, mindfulness, and manasikara, attention. In the descriptions of jhana given in the Tipitaka, certain other qualities are given special mention. For instance, in the third absorption jhana, sati, mindfulness, and sampajana, comprehension, are said to play a more prominent role than in the first two jhanas, which also have those qualities. In the fourth jhana, it is said that mindfulness, sati, is more purified and clear than all the previous jhanas because it is supported by clear and pure equanimity, upekkha. Not only mindfulness, sati, but also other associated qualities are clearer. This helps to prevent confusion between jhana and the states in which the mind forgets itself, feels nothing, and slips into some other state or another. In the path to purity, in the Visuddhimagga, citing the Betakopadesa, states that the five factors that arise in the attainment of the first rupa jhana are correspondingly antithetical to the five hindrances that have been given up. Specifically, initial application of the mind in the adverse adversary of sloth and torpor. Sustained application of the mind is the adversary to doubt. Rapture is the adversary to enmity. Well-being is the adversary to restlessness and worry. One-pointedness is the adversary to sensual desire. When the five factors of jhana arise, they automatically eliminate the hindrances, and as long as they are present, the hindrances cannot arise. Conversely, As long as the hindrances are dominating the mind, the factors of jhanas cannot function. The enlightenment factors are also to be directly opposed to the hindrances according to the Buddhadhamma, which can be cited shortly. Now here is some of the gauges of readiness. The 5 factors that gauges the maturity and the indicators of speed or tardiness of progress in the righteous Dhamma practice are known as the 5 faculties, indriya: faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. These qualities can be used not only in the development of concentration, but in all forms of righteous Dhamma practice, from the beginning stages up to the highest. Indriya means the state that takes priority, the factor that directs a certain function. Here it means the director in the function of sweeping away opposing unskillful qualities. Take the example, when effort removes laziness. The meaning of the 5 faculty is given in brief thus: sattha, or known in full, sattha indriya, the faculty of faith. Sattha, faith, can be seen in the 4 factors of a sotapattiyanga, the 4 factors of strength entry. Essentially, it is the faith in the Buddha's enlightenment, tathagata bodhisattva. The duty of function of sattha, faith, is inclining or conviction, atimokkha. In general, its general meaning is a rational belief, confidence in the truth and in the goodness of what one practices. Virya, known in full as viri indriya, the faculty of effort. Virya can be seen as the 4 right efforts, sammapatthana. In some places, it is said to be the effort obtained from the arising up to the 4 right efforts, or the 4 right efforts themselves. Sometimes it is more briefly described as the effort to remove unskillful qualities and develop skillful ones. Having resolution, striving, steadfastness, and non-neglect of skillful qualities. The function of vidya is to rise the mind up. Its general meaning is effort, motivation, striving forward, and not retreating. Sati, known in full, is sati indriya, the faculty of mindfulness. Sati, mindfulness, can be seen as the 4 foundation of mindfulness. In some places, it is said to be mindfulness obtained from bringing forth the 4 foundation of mindfulness, or the 4 foundation of mindfulness themselves. Sometimes it is more simply rendered as having mindfulness, being protected by supreme sati, being able to recollect things done or words spoken even long ago. The function of sati, mindfulness, is to oversee or govern the mind. Its general meaning is recollection, application of the mind to its task, mindfulness of what one needs to be done. Samadhi, in its full name, is Samadhi indriya, the faculty of concentration. Concentration, samadhi, can be seen as the 4 absorption jhana. Sometimes it is said to be the 4 jhanas themselves. Simply speaking, it is letting go of a mental object, thereby gaining concentration and one-pointedness. The function of concentration, samadhi, is to make the mind steady and unwavering. Its general meaning is firmness of mind, resolution in the task and the object of attention. Panya, known as Panyantaraya, the faculty of wisdom. Panya can be seen as the Four Noble Truths. It is knowing the Four Noble Truths as they really are. To put it another way, it is having wisdom. Being endowed with wisdom that penetrates into arising and cessation that is noble, that destroys defilements and leads to rightful cessation of dukkha, suffering. The function of wisdom is to see the truth, dasana. Its general meaning is comprehensive. Its general meaning is comprehension in accordance with reality, knowing what needs to be done, knowing clearly, penetrating or comprehending the truth. There is a Buddhadhamma endorsing the statement made by Sariputra that the five faculties have continuous relationship. Faith leads to effort. Effort helps to make mindfulness firm. When mindfulness is firmly established on the object, concentration, samadhi, arises. When concentration, samadhi, is well established, understanding arises, and one sees clearly the harm of ignorance and desire, which are the causes of samsara, vata, the round of wheel of rebirth, and the value of nibbida, nibbana, nirvana. Once one clearly understands for oneself, then the faith that is supreme, or that is beyond faith, arises, that in turn supports the faculty of faith, as in the final passage of the Buddhadhamma states, Sariputra, a noble disciple puts forth effort in this way. Having put forth effort, he recollects and thinks in this way. Having recollected, his mind is firmly established in this way. When his mind is firmly established, he knows clearly in this way. Knowing clearly, he is beyond faith. Thus, all those teachings I have previously only heard about are just like this, as I now experience for myself and penetrate with wisdom in this very moment. Now we're going to leave off there on the bottom of page 668, chapter 9 of the concentration factor of the middle way. The essential Buddhadhamma, the teaching and practice of Theravada Buddhism, written and compiled by Somdet Prabhuta Gosacharya, English name P.A. Payutto, translated and edited by Bruce Evans.